go check, see how them pawpaws are doing there behind us. Well, I see some brown and black specks. Man, they still look a little too green yet. But let's give her a shake. Hey, hey, we got pawpaws. And a pawpaw here and a pawpaw there. That's a bad thing about being colorblind. If you don't see where it falls, you can't find it until you step on it and squish it. Quit, you little turd. Bad sheep. Are you getting your head start, are you? You quit. We need to come up with a name with him, by the way, too. So if anybody's got any ideas. Do any of you guys ever have any problem with your sheep or goats hitting you? Or am I just the luckiest son of a gun out there? He's asking for it. And I know I talked about in a previous video, but if you guys like pawpaws, you're wanting to grow a fruit tree around your goats and your sheep, this is good shade. This is good. This is good food source. Just make sure you put a ram in there that ain't going to be ramming you while you're trying to pick them. Getting them loaded up, guys. Now these things, they taste like a banana. That's why we call them the Indiana banana. But also kind of, if you like cantaloupe, kind of tastes like banana cantaloupe cross. But I like it. And it's healthy for you. It's got a lot of potassium in it. A lot of health benefits. The natives, they was eating them for years. Just a good source of vitamins. And you can make things with them. You can make bread or pudding, or myself, I like eating them just plain. Looks like a green tater just hanging from a tree. Now what we're going to mostly be doing this year, I doubt we sell any. We might sell a few. But Mom, she's wanting to grow these things to sell, so we'll probably end up keeping the seeds and trying to grow you guys some trees. I know there's been a lot of people interested. So if you wait too long, all the possums, coons, deer, and of course our goats and sheep, they'll devour these things if they get a chance. You got like a very short window from when they ripen where you can get them, because like I said, they'll just eat them. And how nature works is the deer and other things will eat them. They'll swallow the seeds, but it won't hurt the seeds. So it'll pass through the deer and the animals, and they'll grow a tree wherever it lands. So okay, so we got probably 3/4 of a 5-gallon bucket, and I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna leave some of them just for the wildlife. I mean, it'll help put more trees down for next year too. So it takes about 7 years for them to start producing fruit, so you might keep that in mind too. So if you're wanting to do it, you better do it now if you're wanting to enjoy them.
No. No. Go.
This is what he does to him all the time. It's like a game. Can't even get out.
Now a lot of people, they like I said, they make things out of it and everything, but I like eating them just plain. What I do is I wipe off my knife real good, make sure there's no chicken blood or rabbit blood or grease or anything like that on it. I go about in the center and I just kind of wring it. Bust it open. That's what it looks like in the center. Now when it's a little riper, it might get like a little yellowish tint. I don't know how good it's gonna be. It don't look too ripe. The seeds are done in it though. And these things are full of these seeds. And again, if you guys like pawpaw trees, you guys want these. Now these are perennial, so you'll have to put them in the fridge with damp water, or put them in a milk jug with dirt, like through the winter time, so it'll freeze. It has to do that, otherwise it won't germinate. I don't know if I can do it with this one or not. A lot of people, they'll take a spoon and eat it out of it. This is not ripe as I like it, but it ain't too bad. It needs to ripen up a little bit more, but it ain't bad. I don't eat the skin. So out of that one fruit, I got 16 big seeds out of it. So that's 16 potential trees that might be for sale next year, just in one fruit.
Hey, Philip. Philip, do you like working on the farm? Yeah? You like working on the farm?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. These stink bugs here, they've kind of taken over some of my plants this year. And especially the gourd plant that was going crazy out on the front of our house. So I'm going to measure the part that's still alive and the longest part that's there. Okay, here is the very end of that gourd plant. 46 feet from one plant. And just a reminder that it had just kind of taken over and grown and grown and grown. That does not include like ones that went out to the side. One went up to the second story. It had a second one going down through here. This is the measurement of just the longest one. It is still actually blooming, trying to make more gourds. And you can see one's there. Still have a few hanging there. But as you can see, those stink bugs are killing it off. And that's why there's so many dead ones right now, the dead leaves. Thankfully, those stink bugs don't seem to mind or like our little tomato plants. These are some of our Roma tomatoes. And they're still growing healthy. Some of that gourd vine actually went down into the tomato plants. It actually has kind of helped some of the tomato plants stay upright. I'm still cutting off some of the little limbs, or whatever you want to call them, off of my tomatoes. They've been growing and growing and growing, and I still have a lot of green tomatoes, but the foliage has grown so much that the sunlight's not getting to it right now. So with the shortening of the days, it's really important that my tomatoes are getting as much sun as possible. When I first started doing that, I was so nervous, like, am I going to cut too much off? Is it going to kill the plant? And the answer is it hasn't. I just try to look out for the ones that I think are going to flower or have the tomatoes, and then I kind of take some of the others off that are around it. So here's some of my Roma tomatoes, and I have already cut some of them off, but I'm looking around for some of the limbs or sprouts, whatever you want to call them, around that they don't have any sign of having any kind of flower on it or anything like that. It's just soaking up more nutrients and blocking the sun. Now if I look in here, this particular one, it's coming off of one of the main stems and it's not doing any good. So I'm going to clip it off. And again, just basically opening up the remaining tomatoes to more sunlight. Up here, I can see that I've got some blooms still right in here, but this long one here is doing no good. It's not being for support or anything. It's just taking more of the nutrients that this whole plant needs. So don't be afraid. Get out there and still cut some of those off and get what tomatoes you can.
So I was thinking next year what we'll probably do is, since there's enough distance between site 1 and site 2, I'll probably go ahead and put maybe like big tomatoes down here and put the smaller tomatoes up there. Maybe put dent corn up there, have sweet corn down here. Because we're going to clear off some more trees and be putting manure and getting that soil all good too next year. So it should do a lot better up there. But I don't know, what you guys think? Bye.
We look forward to hearing from you. You can contact us by email at chamberlainff@gmail.com. Like us and subscribe to Facebook and YouTube at Chamberlain Family Farms. We're also available on Rumble at Chamberlain FF. We really look forward to hearing from you. Give us some ideas. Bye.